Hey, you obviously all heard about the Google Nexus One, their attempt at retailing their own branded phone, although it is created by Taiwanese manufacturer HTC. Now, I've been following the news about it with a lot of interest. I mean, this is hugely interesting that Google feels that they can retail their own phone to challenge the iPhone, the leader. But I do think there are quite a few problems with it. First, we need to think about the reasons why Google would want to enter selling their own mobile phone. I mean, after all, this is a search engine selling hardware. That's pretty much unheard of, and it's a risky move on Google's part. But the reason I think is in at the conference they held to announce the Google Nexus One, they kept saying that it's a super phone. They wanted to create a perfect Android device. Now, with a lot of other Android phones recently, we've been seeing problems like splintering, which one of the reasons the iPhone is very successful with the App Store and everything is because splintering doesn't happen. The developers only have to create applications for one type of device, the iPhone. Whereas on Android, when developers make an application for the Android platform, they have to perfect it for all different types of phones. So even though they're all mostly touchscreen devices and things like that, there are subtle differences like pixel resolution, layout of menu keys and everything like that. And so that developers have to go through, after they finish creating the application, they have to go through and tweak them slightly for each and every different type of phone. And so Google wanted to stop that in a way and create one device that all developers could base their applications on and then tweak them slightly less. Well, hopefully that's the plan. And also, the one thing that Google's really been saying this device is perfect for is the speed. They've put in one of the highest speed processors that you can get for a mobile phone. And I saw an interesting stat. They're saying it's about 10 times as fast as a computer you would have had 6 or 7 years ago. I mean, that's crazy. I can't believe it. But anyway, on to some of the problems that I see with it. The main one is that all of Google's partners who have been manufacturing these Android devices, even HTC, I don't know, I think they may get a little bit pissed off if they feel that, they have the right to battle it out amongst themselves. Like Google's letting them use the Android software so that they can focus on creating the best hardware they possibly can. But if Google, suddenly comes along with its own phone, although yes, it's developed by HTC, Google did have some of the say in how it was laid out. So the phone is actually based on another phone that HTC sells itself in Europe. It's exactly the same in almost every way, except Google has had a few buttons changed. They've had the processor speed bumped up. They've put on the highest OLED screen that you can get on a cell phone at the moment. So Google has had quite a bit of say in how it was created. But now all these other partners like Samsung and Motorola, they might feel a bit pissed off if Google comes along and is then having a say in, the perfect Android device. I can see all these partners even stopping to create as many phones. In 2009, we saw a huge number of partners all bring out a lot of Android phones as fast as they possibly can. And that might slow down in 2010 if Google has really hit it on a good note, which seems to be by the press. The only problem with the Nexus One so far is really that Google can't handle all the customer support issues. There's been a lot of problems with 3G connection on the Nexus One in all countries that it's retailing in. So the US, Hong Kong, Singapore, those are the main countries where there's problems. The connection keeps switching between 3G and Edge connection, like instantly switching between them. So there's been a lot of problems, and Google can't handle all the customer support issues as it is just originally a search engine. And at CES, a Google employee who was quite high up, I can't remember his exact position, sorry, he was interviewed by someone and said that the main thing Google needs to improve on the Nexus One is customer support, and I think, hopefully Google will be fixing that. There's been a huge gamble by them, and to let the whole project fall down because they can't handle customer support problems would be a bit sad. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you about that, and keep your eyes peeled for all kinds of news on the internet on the Nexus One. If you find anything interesting, just mention it to the social media NZ or at MMoreJones, and I'd be interested in it. Okay, thanks guys.